Are the Raiders eyeing a quarterback or running back in the first round? Las Vegas Raiders general manager JohnSpytek may have offered a glimpse into the team's draft strategy, and it's turning heads. During a recent joint press conference with PeteCarroll, Spytek fielded several questions from the media, especially regarding the quarterback position. When asked if the Raiders are considering drafting a quarterback, Spytek didn't hold back. He made it clear that the team is keeping its options open at the most important position in sports. "We're going to remain open-minded," Spytek said. "Anyone who can help us at quarterback is going to be under consideration. You've seen that we brought in a few quarterbacks for visits. That wasn't by accident." While he expressed confidence in current starter Geno Smith, Spytek acknowledged the importance of building depth. "You can't have too many quarterbacks," he added. The situation draws comparisons to a move PeteCarroll made in Seattle. Back in the day, the Seahawks signed Matt Flynn to a big contract, over $30 million. Yet, in the same offseason, they drafted Russell Wilson in the third round. Wilson ended up winning the job and became the long-term starter. Could Spytek and Carroll be planning something similar in Las Vegas? But quarterbacks aren't the only position drawing attention. Spytek also made waves with his comments about running backs. When asked about the value of taking a running back early in the draft, he didn't hesitate. "We just saw what Saquon Barkley did for the Eagles in 1 year." Spytek said during the pre-draft press conference, "There are different ways to build a team, and I don't know when we decided that running backs stopped being valuable. I'm from Michigan, and trust me, running backs are still valued there." It's a strong statement, especially in today's NFL, where teams often hesitate to use premium picks on running backs. Whether Spytek is being completely transparent or strategically sending a message to the rest of the league is up for debate. Some analysts believe this could be part of a larger draft tactic, putting out just enough noise to tempt another team to trade up ahead of the Raiders. If that happens, it could lead to a top prospect falling into Las Vegas's lap. In the same press conference, Spytek was asked about veteran left tackle Kolton Miller, specifically whether a trade or contract extension might be in the works. His response was firm. "We're not talking about contract negotiations with active players. It's voluntary. He doesn't have to be here." As the draft approaches, smokescreens are common. But one thing's clear: the Raiders are keeping everyone guessing. Is the Raiders draft talk a smokescreen? When asked about Kolton Miller's future, Raiders general manager JohnSpytek shut the question down quickly. A stark contrast from how open he was about quarterbacks and running backs. It feels like Spytek is playing chess, not checkers. His comments suggest that while the team is exploring options at quarterback and running back, some of that talk might be strategic. By putting out strong signals about those positions, he could be trying to bait other teams into making aggressive moves, possibly even trading up ahead of the Raiders. And when you look at the timing and the way he answered each question, it all starts to make sense. The Raiders probably do want to keep Kolton Miller. He's just 29. And with his athleticism and quick footwork, he likely has several productive seasons left. Look at Lane Johnson in Philadelphia, still dominating well into his 30s. Miller's future in silver and black seems safe, which might explain why Spytek didn't offer much detail. Meanwhile, the quarterback market is heating up, and there are teams just behind the Raiders in the draft order, like the Jets at number 7, that could be eyeing someone like ShedeurSanders. If the top of the draft board starts moving, say, a defensive end, wide receiver, cornerback, and offensive tackle all go off the board by pick 5, suddenly, Sanders might still be sitting there. That's when a team like New York or New Orleans might try to leapfrog the Raiders to grab him, and that could work perfectly in Las Vegas's favor. A team trading up for a quarterback could push a premium player, maybe the best tackle, receiver, or defensive lineman, right into the Raiders' lap. Spytek might be setting that very trap. He's also stirred the pot around Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty. Spytek was the only general manager to attend Boise State's Pro Day. That's a move people noticed, and so did the Chicago Bears. Multiple reports, including one from Adam Schefter, suggest that Bears head coach Ben Johnson is extremely high on Jeanty. Johnson's not afraid to invest in a running back either. He helped draft Jahmyr Gibbs 12th overall when he was with Detroit, despite most analysts projecting Gibbs as a second-rounder. Now in Chicago, Johnson has a promising quarterback, a strong offensive line, and a solid receiving core, but he still needs a playmaker in the backfield. Jeanty fits that mold. He's explosive, elusive, and versatile. If Spytek's appearance in Boise pushes the Bears or Cowboys to trade up for Genty, that could again benefit the Raiders by sliding a top-tier talent down the board. It's a high-stakes game of misdirection, and right now, the Raiders might be the ones controlling the board. Ashton Jeanty and the DraftDay bluff Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty believes he knows where he'll land in the NFL draft. In a recent interview on Pro Football Talk, Jeanty said he thinks the earliest he'll be taken is with the 6th overall pick. That, of course, would be the Las Vegas Raiders, or a team trading up to jump in front of them. He didn't just guess. Jeanty sounded confident. That kind of certainty usually comes from inside information, most likely from his agent, who's likely been in contact with multiple NFL front offices. It wouldn't be the first time agents had the inside track. A few years ago, when the Eagles wanted Jalen Carter, the Bears knew it. That's why they orchestrated a trade to move down and still get their guy, Darnell Wright, while forcing Philadelphia to move up for Carter. In Janty's case, his belief that the Raiders, or a team targeting the Raiders' pick, will draft him lines up with a growing amount of noise surrounding Las Vegas. But here's the twist. It might all be a smokescreen. Despite recent public comments from General Manager JohnSpytek about valuing running backs, there's little evidence he actually wants to take one that high. Historically, Spytek has found success with mid- or late-round backs. In previous drafts, his teams unearthed talent on day 3, passing on higher-profile names in favor of value picks, players like Rachaad White, who went in the 3rd round and wasn't even the most productive, back on the roster the following year. So while Spytek talks about valuing the position, actions speak louder, and they say he's not likely to spend a premium pick on a running back, or a quarterback for that matter. All signs point to something else. Strategy. Spytek is baiting teams. He's feeding just enough information to the media to spark movement in front of Las Vegas. If other teams believe the Raiders are eyeing Genty or a top quarterback, they might panic and move up, and that's when the real plan unfolds. If the Titans take CamWard early, and teams like the Browns or Giants are fielding calls for the number 2 or number 3 pick, as reported, that could set off a chain reaction. Let's say no trade happens, and the Browns use that pick to pair Myles Garrett with a pass rusher like Darius Robinson or Dallas Turner. That leaves the door open for premium prospects at offensive tackle or wide receiver to fall, and that's exactly what might benefit the Raiders most. Behind all the headlines, Spytek appears to be playing the long game, drawing attention to flashy positions while quietly setting the board for a value-driven first-round move. Smoke, mirrors, and the fallout of a trade. If the New York Giants truly are looking to trade out of the 3rd overall pick, and if the Saints are the ones who make the jump, the dominoes could fall fast. The Saints take quarterback ShedeurSanders. Suddenly, 2 of the top players in the class, Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter, begin to slide. The buzz right now? The 3 best players in this draft, according to scouts and insiders alike, are Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and offensive tackle Armon Mabey. If Hunter or Carter starts falling past pick 3, the Raiders may find themselves staring at an unexpected gift on draft night. With the Patriots, Jaguars, and Raiders lined up in the next slots, Las Vegas could end up choosing from a pool that includes Carter, Hunter, and yes, even Ashton Jeanty. That's the kind of talent that changes a franchise. But the opportunity hinges on deception. If enough teams believe the Raiders are chasing a quarterback or running back, a feeding frenzy could break out. The Cowboys and Bears, both reportedly enamored with Jeanty, might leapfrog Vegas. But in doing so, they could push a superstar defender or elite offensive lineman straight into the Raiders' lap. And here's the key. Those kinds of trades aren't expensive. Jumping from pick 10 to pick 5 isn't like trading for the number. 1st overall slot. You're not mortgaging the future. You're maybe adding a 3rd or 4th rounder. It's cheap, it's strategic, and it's exactly what general managers are considering right now. Then there's Armon Mabey. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Missouri offensive tackle is a rising star and now considered a lock for the top 10. His potential landing spots, the Jets and the Raiders. While DJ Glaze has shown promise, Mbaye offers the kind of rock-solid foundation that could anchor an offensive line for a decade. Smoke, mirrors, and the fallout of a trade. If the New York Giants truly are looking to trade out of the 3rd overall pick, and if the Saints are the ones who make the jump, the dominoes could fall fast. The Saints take quarterback ShedeurSanders. Suddenly, 2 of the top players in the class, Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter begin to slide. The buzz right now? The three best players in this draft, according to scouts and insiders alike, are Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and offensive tackle Armon Mabey. If Hunter or Carter starts falling past pick 3, the Raiders may find themselves staring at an unexpected gift on draft night. With the Patriots, Jaguars, and Raiders lined up in the next slots, Las Vegas could end up choosing from a pool that includes Carter, Hunter, and yes, even Ashton Jeanty. That's the kind of talent that changes a franchise. But the opportunity hinges on deception. If enough teams believe the Raiders are chasing a quarterback or running back, a feeding frenzy could break out. The Cowboys and Bears, both reportedly enamored with Jeanty, might leapfrog Vegas. But in doing so, they could push a superstar defender or elite offensive lineman straight into the Raiders' lap. And here's the key. Those kinds of trades aren't expensive. Jumping from pick 10 to pick 5 isn't like trading for the number. First overall slot. You're not mortgaging the future. You're maybe adding a third or fourth rounder. It's cheap, it's strategic, and it's exactly what general managers are considering right now. Then there's Armon Mabey. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Missouri offensive tackle is a rising star and now considered a lock for the top 10. His potential landing spots? The Jets and the Raiders. While DJ Glaze has shown promise, Mbaye offers the kind of rock-solid foundation that could anchor an offensive line for a decade. He may not be the same level of prospect Olu Fashanu was last year, but in most drafts, Mbaye would still be OT3, maybe even OT2. If Las Vegas holds firm at pick 6, he's a legitimate option. All of this, the trades, the rumors, the mock draft chaos, has one purpose: leverage. And with the draft just days away, the Raiders are sitting in the middle of a perfect storm. When the smoke clears, they could come away with the steal of the first round. The unknown stars and a quarterback plan. This is the season where the unknown becomes opportunity. That's the magic of best ball fantasy football. Rookies who haven't even taken an NFL snap can already tilt the board. Take Ashton Jeanty. He's climbing draft boards fast, currently projected as the 4th overall fantasy running back. Draft him now, and you're betting on a breakout before the world catches on. Then there's Quinshon Judkins. Ranked at 71, he could be a steal if he lands in the right system. And what about Kyle Williams? Barely ranked inside the top 175. He's WR72 on most boards. Yet he could deliver top 10 fantasy production with the right quarterback and scheme. These are the moments when preparation and foresight meet fortune. If you're as confident in your draft instincts as you are in your Raiders fandom, the time is now. Join the Best Ball League. 10 teams, 1 draft. No in-season changes, just pure scouting and strategy. Drop your email in the comments, and let's find out who really knows football. But speaking of quarterbacks, there's one more update. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN reports that the Raiders are showing interest in Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe. The plan? Bring him in to learn behind Geno Smith. Let him develop. Let him wait. Now, this isn't new. The Raiders have been connected to developmental quarterbacks for months. And if they follow through, it might mirror what Kansas City once did with Patrick Mahomes. Draft, sit, and unleash. The Chiefs found their quarterback, and they found their dynasty. 7 years of dominance behind one draft day decision. The Raiders, they haven't had a franchise quarterback in decades. Geno Smith makes sense now, but at 35, he's a bridge, not the future. The Raiders need a signal caller for the next 15 years. Someone who can win, someone who can last. Milroe could be that player, or maybe someone else. But one thing is certain, Las Vegas must take the swing. Whether it's in the 2nd round, like Detroit did with Hendon Hooker, or the 3rd, like Pittsburgh did with Kenny Pickett, the moment is coming. Championship windows don't stay open forever. The clock is ticking. Every great team has a ticking clock. For the Las Vegas Raiders, that clock might just be wearing number 98. Max Crosby has been the soul of the silver and black defense. 5 years of relentless effort. 5 years of chaos off the edge. But Crosby has made one thing crystal clear. He's not here to waste his prime on mediocrity. And right now, the biggest thing standing between Max Crosby and postseason glory is a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell? He's shown flashes. But a 4th-round pick with flashes isn't a plan. It's a placeholder. And while Chip Kelly might believe he can turn O'Connell into something special, great coaches always believe that. The truth is, the Raiders need more. They need upside. They need vision. They need a quarterback who can change the arc of the franchise. Jalen Milroe could be that guy. So could Will Howard. But between the two, only one brings the kind of athleticism and raw tools that make scouts take a deep breath. Milroe is a project, sure, but so were Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And look what happened when they landed in the right hands. This is more than just a debate about arm strength or decision-making. This is about maximizing a window before it closes. Because Max Crosby isn't going to be here forever, and neither is Colton Miller. And soon, Brock Bowers and Jackson Powers Johnson will join the ranks of Raiders, drafted with dreams of winning. But none of it matters if the team doesn't have its field general. The Chiefs found Mahomes, the Bills found Allen. Even the Seahawks once found Russell Wilson, picked by none other than PeteCarroll. Now it's Carroll's chance to do it again. So maybe it's Milroe, maybe it's someone else. But if the Raiders want to turn years of frustration into a decade of relevance, they need to swing for the fences, because the NFL doesn't wait, and the window for greatness is only open for so long.